La Liga. But as you say, of late, there have been struggles for Los Pimentones.
When we take a look at this one, it's a different look for Ernesto Valverde. They show Aleñá in the middle, but expect to see that actually be Andre Gomes in that defensive role. Aleñá and Dennis just ahead. And Arnaiz, the youngster out of Valladolid, getting the chance here in his Barcelona full debut.
Very promising young player. It'll be really interesting to watch young Jose, 22-year-old, as you said, ex-Valladolid man. Dennis the Menace out there. The other Suarez. And ex-players looking down, full of hope.
Ex-bosses looking down.
Yeah.
Full of dreams.
It looked like they could still play as well.
Waiting for Munuera to blow the whistle.
Barcelona catch this team in a bad run of form, Phil. They've only won 2 of the last 10 games. But here tonight, against the glamour boys of Barcelona, the Copa del Rey champions, of course, 3 consecutive years. And they will be looking to fight for, isn't it strange, the King's Cup.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting twist on this one. Also fighting for the history book because only 2 other teams have won 4 Copa del Reys
That's
in a row.
beautiful skill there from Arnaiz. Wonderful little introduction there. No nerves with this kid. Spoke too soon. Commentator's curse. Lovely first touches by this lad. Yeah, here he is.
Well, cut off just in front. Played square by Denis Suarez.
As you said, Phil, number 21, Andre Gomes, the Portuguese international, playing in that central pivot position, the man on the ball.
And he retreats. To Thomas Vermaelen, pulled out of mothballs. He's been battling injuries, rumors of a mid-season transfer already lined up for the ex-Arsenal Belgian.
Going back to Arsenal, Phil.
They could probably use a little help. Into the middle, Arnaiz takes the bump, slides to the ground.
He's had some nice touches, and he's got his shirt nice and dirty in the early going. Let's see this ball clipped into him. It's a good run. Ooh, tell you what, Phil. Now, if the ball had been a little closer to his playing distance, referee might have been tempted with the blow of his whistle. Santom, the goalkeeper, another youngster, 19-year-old ex-Atletico Madrid players. There's not a lot of players out there in the red shirts, Phil, that have got a lot of great pedigree behind them. All modest players by and large, but there's a few that had great aspirations in their early playing days. And certainly Spanish under-17 international, the goalkeeper for Real Murcia.
As you pointed out, not that long ago since they were in the first flight, but they have been on the elevator down since 2008, the last time they checked out in La Liga. And again, they could be on the verge of checking out of the Segunda as well, down to the Tercera, which is actually the 4th division if they can't turn around this season. They may be a chance. Over to this near side. Digne able to scramble over back to Vermaelen.
The other youngster for Barcelona had a couple of nice sweet touches. This young lad on the ball, Carles Elena. Nicely.
Semedo to the center, plucked away by Jordan Dominguez. Jordan couldn't quite find air on that one. Out it goes. Take a look, 4 in the back, then another 4, and the 2 attackers, Llorente and Zorrilla, keeping a close eye. Little bump, down goes De La Feu, play on, Semedo drives it in. Lifted back to the back line, and Alex Ortiz able to get it out of danger.
Great opportunity for Paco Alcázar as well to really put his flaming spear in the ground, the way Luis Suarez has been very, very off colour. It's a good chance. Nice play.
Plucked away by Montes.
Well, this man's timing of his tackles has been absolutely synchronised Swiss watch style. Mascherano was wonderful in the last game. And again, another example of the Argentina man's wonderful skill and timing. Gerard Deulofeu, another player who's been in sparkling form.
Much has been made this season, Ray, about a lack of depth on this Barcelona squad, something that's been talked about for a while, but it seems to be by design. If you listen to Ernesto Valverde, he says he wants games like this. He wants to be able to clear the bench and call up some of the kids.
For sure. Oh, magic.
Deulofeu plucked.
And again,
keeping his footing, touched away just across the end line, out for the corner.
Great run from the ex-Everton man, Gerard. The ball absolutely velcroed to his feet here. Watch this last touch right here, and that's a wonderful reach-in tackle. I think it was Orfia, the ex-Numancia man, that came across just in the nick of time.
Crossed in, headed clear, but right down the middle. Semedo.
Talk about the depth or lack of in the Barcelona team. News coming out of Colombia that Jerry Mina is making a little bit of noise, saying they need to make the mind up. They've got the 9 million euro transfer exercised, but there seems to be some doubts emanating from Camp Nou that Jerry Mina might not adapt to Spanish football, and I find that really unusual, Phil. That Colombian is a top footballer for me, and he will be adding a great amount of depth to the back line of Barcelona. But we'll see if that works out.
The Dutchman as well.
Yeah. Nice.
Maybe trying to get someone that could slide right in with the starting lineup. Mascherano again destroys.
In like a flipping Rottweiler.
There's Alenya. Soft on the touch.
Beautiful.
Turn. Still Alenya. And poked free by Orfila again at the death.
Gerard Deulofeu comes up with a beautiful kiss ball for Elena. Take a look at this. Right in the stride. And maybe, just maybe, Elena might have pulled the trigger a little quicker there. Good football, though. Barcelona showing nice and sprite and nice and bright.
They're poked free. It's going to actually go out off of Barcelona. It'll be a throw in deep. Deulofeu brilliant in his limited action in Champions League before the red card to Gerard Piqué, who sits out again today, by the way.
Yeah, he's got Rakitic alongside him, and Sergio Roberto, of course. 3 regular players for him, but a couple of new boys flanking the veterans as well on the bench for Barcelona that I'm sure Ernesto Valverde would like to throw in as the game goes on. But a nice opening sequence from Real Murcia, defending well. Certainly majority of possession from Barcelona, but I expect that. Nice play.
Najib pushing it forward, a battle on this near side. It will trickle away, and it looks like the linesman was thinking otherwise, but the referee, Munuera, changes his mind.
Fernando Llorente showing some quick feet. Not the Fernando Llorente.
Well, he is the.
Well, that's true. Fair enough.
His mother will be quite displeased. Semedo pushing forward, a little stumble, but gets to it, drops it back, but Orfila there again. You think they could switch the other Fernando Llorente in at the half? No one would notice. Taking his time, Santome. Malin couldn't quite find the feet of Arnaiz.
Great start for Barcelona, of course, sitting on the top of the Premier of Spain and in the Champions League, looking very good. Ernesto Valverde having an immediate impact, bringing back a lot of the style and possession game into Barcelona. And a lot of people saying that that has had an effect on Luis Suarez, Phil. And I understand the observation. And certainly the lack of Neymar has hurt El Pistolero. Needs to get that goal scorer's groove back though. Paco Alcácer got to take advantage of these opportunities here. He's got a good one here tonight to hit the back of the net. Is the real point man up front. He's got wingers on either side. That's a good intended pass. And Paco says, nice ball from the Capitan.
Talk about Paco Alcácer though, Ray. Many would look at this Real Murcia side and say you're facing a third division team that's struggling. But it's gotten to the point with Luis Suarez, if Paco has a good day today, it might have some afterlegs.
Yep, may well do, Phil. He's got to take advantage of it though when situations like this are presented. Barcelona travel to the Basque Country to face Athletic Club de Bilbao, who are having their own rough times of it lately.
Fouled against Barcelona, free kick on the offensive side, and some mutterings from the crowd here, the Condomina.
Nice ball over the top.
Mascherano realized that could have caused problems.
So the situations, Phil, the set pieces, the great equalizer, as you call them.
Loose inside, falls to the ground for Mateo, still loose, and it bounds wide. Two Murcia players charging in, but neither could get it.
The great equalizer, as the great Phil Shane usually says, and you're darn tootin', Phil, they should have been ahead. They should have scored with this one. It was Molinero, I believe, that was coming in with the final touch, and the first hit at the goal was desperately blocked in front of Silicin, but then they got through again, and Barca fans sigh a breath of relief.
Digne smashed back to this near flank for Najib Montes. Intercepted by Barca.
Well played.
Gomes quickly switches. Mascherano wide. Deulofeu Semedo in support.
He's got a lovely style, this kid, but
around
this
Molinero,
one, he's got double insurance, and he's well marked.
Wins
he's got
it back off Molinero. Good thinking, and now Jordan Dominguez.
Nice play. Ay, ay, ay.
Gift wrapped again, though. Arnaiz Suarez. Digne. And the
it's a
angles
bad
were
set
off.
of selection, this from Lucas Digne. The first time ball through to Jose Arnaiz was on. Here's the opportunity. The wonderful step through by Matios. And that one's hit home, and he just needs to extend his big bushy eyebrows onto that ball, and it would have been 1-0 to the Paprika man.
In swinger, bounced through. Looked like Santome expected a deflection that never came. And his feet not quite as fast as his brain.
A little bit too heavy with his touch. His brain was right. The ball was there to be played into that space beyond. Look at this. Oh, mama, if he hadn't had a haircut there the day before the game, Pedro Orfia it was. Very close.
Again, the thing to consider with these round of 32s is this is a home and away.
That's crazy, isn't it?
So even though Murcia could have had the chance to go ahead, and even if they would get that Cinderella strike, there's a second midnight for Barcelona.
Yeah, I don't like it, to be honest. I like the drama of a cup tie like this.
And especially when they complain about crowded schedules.
Cup ties back in England for sure, and the Open Cup over here in the United States, where it's all on the line in one game against the Glamour Boys and Minnows, and brings a different element. And Barca know that getting this team back to Camp Nou, it should be a basketball score. Well played.
Nice turn. What can Dina do from here? Near post, smothered by Santome this time.
Wonderful play from Luca. Driving in nicely, and Paco sees him coming with the intimidating directness of a torpedo here. It's a lovely ball played into him, but Paco Alcazar just a little short of making contact that would have taken it past Santome.
Sillissen. A couple more caps the last time out for the Netherlands, but their World Cup dreams taking a blow. Vermeulen to Mascherano. Suarez to the inside, sneaks it forward. Paco was leaning backward, though.
Certainly nice atmosphere for the hosts here tonight. There's that wonderful invite here. He should have made contact, Phil. Paco Alcazar sees it coming and doesn't take advantage of some wonderful play from the French international. It's a good run. The slow motion's a little deceptive because he's traveling at a fair clip into the box, but making excuses because he should have made contact there.
Laid back by Dina, puts a little body on Elade to try and slow him down. Sillissen calm under pressure.
Wonderful with his feet, as always, Jasper Sillissen.
Still 28 and in hhis prime. Bit of a surprise when he elected to come over to be the backup for Ter Stegen.
Yeah, fair comment, Phil. 6'2", excellent goalkeeper in his own right. Ex-Ajax man. Yeah, teach them well. Started out at NEC, didn't he? NEC.
NEC Nijmegen.
I think you have to work at your Dutch accent, Phil.
I'll try and cough next time.
Yeah, double Dutch boss.
Santome, along with Juandra Gomez back there on the back line, tracking this one down, both out of the Atletico system. 3 years separated. There's Alex Ortiz wearing the captain's armband.
Jose Maria Salmeron is the boss, and he'll have said the first signpost in the road, boys, is 20 minutes. If we can keep this team down at 20 minutes, I'll be, you see, very animated, trying to get his back line to lift up, squeeze the game a little in front, make it tighter for the likes of Elena to wriggle through.
Nice from Semedo. The step over to try and get the final touch, but it'll have to be settled for a throw-in. And all the way across, Suarez dropping back. Get a lot more side to side under Valverde. Of course, you wonder if Neymar had stuck around, if that would be the case. Semedo's pass behind the charging De La Feu.
And look at when this midfield gets the ball in that possession game that you're talking about, Phil. Jose Arnaiz and Carlos Elena making some lovely little. They'll start off with a hold-up run and accelerate over those 2-3 yards to dictate the pass into them. Haven't been really served much, but indications are there, sending out the good signs for people like Dennis on the ball. A lovely touch again.
Oh, nice. Murcia laying back to give him some space. Haven't seen much of Alenia, but for that one early dribble, much has been going towards De La Feu. Acrobatics out to the far side for Abel Molinero. 28-year-old winger from Fuenlabrada, who we will see tomorrow as they host mighty Madrid. Of course, here in this Copa del Rey round of 32. Little slip by Mascherano.
And as typically obvious with Barcelona, no rushing, no direct play into the mixer. He'll cut you by 1,000. One ball into the mixer. Another nice ball into him. A little difficult to control that time. Take a look. Good run. Almost spinning around, yeah.
Very close. The Real Madrid match set for Thursday. Tomorrow, it'll be Elche against Atletico. Copa Italia as well going on. Plenty of that available on beIN Sports Connect. Burst of speed from Deulofeu, getting held on the way. Credit to the referee, giving Deulofeu the chance to break free.
Right. On the first pull, he's allowing the run to continue, but then the second pull back from Juanra, ex-Atletico Madrid man, right there, he realizes he's beat. He was only half beat with the first pull.
Here's Alenia. Not a Xavi or Iniesta type. A little bit more in the Rivaldo mode if you watch him dribble forward, but full of talent. Now the 19-year-old ready to put this into play. Goes near post. Deflected by Mascherano. Appeals for a handball, but no.
Wow. Might be worth another look at this. Take a look.
And it does come off the arm, although it was extended.
A handball.
Second effort from the corner. Actually looks as though Vermaelen cleared it away. Still Barcelona. Suarez dispossessed. Looked like the ball hit Vermaelen, and he knocked it to the right. Splitting the middle, but too many sky blue shirts back. Eladi appeals that he was tripped.
Ball certainly goes into the funny house of mirrors here when it's played into Vermaelen. I thought it was an absolute certain goal. He tries to bundle it over because it seemed to be a little behind him on the run, and just felt it was thigh, it seemed, and it ended up, as you say, Phil, going the wrong way. Tough on Thomas.
Trickles away as Salmeron trying to get his team to calm down a bit.
Take a look at this. A lovely ball whipped in, and it hits his thigh right there outside of the knee. Looks like he can adjust himself. He follows the trajectory of the ball beautifully, but just can't get his knee around it.
Looked like he maybe was trying to deflect it to the path of Gomes, but cleared away before it got there.
Really? You think that? You think he was looking for Andre Gomes with that? Wow, Phil.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Aye.
You know, those altruistic Arsenal players. A little surprised that Vermaelen didn't work, or was it a case of injuries?
It was a nice football at Arsenal, wasn't he? Tremendous, terrible injury record, though, yeah.
Soft on the touch. Semedo was there, wide for Deulofeu as the pressure continues to cook.
Dominguez wanting his teammate to come back onto that ball, and he's right. Good ball.
Bursting in, Suarez. Was he touched?
Oh, this should have been a corner in lifetime, and I agree with Dennis. In lifetime, tickle. Oh, here's the other handball. That's a handball. But where's the referee? Cannot see through the forest of players. His linesman should have, though.
A bit fortunate, Fuenlabrada.
Nice sponsor on the back. Cool.
Under pressure.
We'll feel that tonight, that's for sure.
And again, if life gives you lemons, the fruit buendia on the two benches, and Murcia trying to make a little lemonade in front of her eyes.
As you said, Phil, impressive stadium, and it's packed on the lower reaches for sure.
Stadium was completed back in 2006, can hold over 30,000. Not quite there today in the upper reaches, but it's quite filled as the big boys from Barca come to town. Gomes lets it run quickly back into Vermeulen. Sharp on the touch. And you wonder, because again, as they are looking for defenders, but it's more a case where Vermeulen wants regular starting time with the World Cup looming. Maybe his last chance to help Belgium earn some glory. Gomes tries to find the pocket. Poor pass, though. Look at the speed from Molinero.
It's worth a try, that pass from Andre Gomes. He saw his target moving in, but credit to Real Murcia there, closing up those windows. Very tight passing lanes. They're getting a lot more joy out wide, Barcelona, than directly through the middle. Denis Suarez not being able to pick out Paco yet. 25 minutes in.
Paco only the rare touch so far in these opening 25 minutes. Run from Digne, but staying with him, Najib. Clear space for Suarez, though.
Nicely.
Denis, a menace, but not quite.
Oh, look out.
Another chance for an ice. Drags towards his left to the goal line. Tries to square, but Escribano stays with him stride for stride. And the foul as they try and clear it away. Pedro Orfila.
As you said, Escribano did the dirty work ahead of Orfila. Good covering again from Real Murcia. Second leg's going to be in November 29th, Phil. A long way away between the first and second legs.
Elavi getting hooked, and that's going to be a free kick in the Barcelona end.
Strange rules, La Liga.
Again, the surprising thing is with the complaints about some of their stars playing more than 60 matches a year, you kind of figure, as you said, grab that magic of the cup. Have it a winner take all. Lifted by Molinero.
Good
Out
ball.
comes Sillison.
Wonderfully timed from the man in black here, Phil. If we see this again, you see how far he's got to come off his lane. He has to race, and he still takes it in a big amount of traffic at the highest point. The classic goalkeeping there. Wonderfully played.
Arena tries to turn. Strong challenge by David Mateos, the ex-Orlando City Lion. Clean, said the referee.
Touch. And again.
Llorente bursting forward, passes wide. Molinero again. Off the hand, no.
Oh.
Back into the middle for Llorente, and he sends it high.
Molinero absolutely fabulous here. When we look at this again, this is Messi-esque by Molinero. He has one beautiful touch to kiss it past the on-rushing defender, and he still gets to it and then pulls it back for his teammates.
Arena, as we'll show that in a moment. Barcelona bursting forward. Deulofeu wide. Good defense again. It looked like Wandra putting it out for the corner.
Two tremendous opportunities for the Prapica men. And both have gone begging. And it hasn't been anything lucky or fortuitous in their approach or anything hitting hope. It's been beautiful football, none more so than Molinero's run.
Strong clearance. And a foul against Barcelona.
There's one little kiss past the defender. Take a look at this, Phil. Watch this. Now, this is the end result of it. It was, oh, there it is. Absolutely brilliant. And sets the table.
Good Montez. A lot of youth out there today. The youngster Escribano just signed in the offseason. Gomez on the other flank. Jordan just 22 in the midfield, and Najib just 21. And the goalkeeper still a teenager.
You look at that again. We'll look at it at half-time. That was an absolute sparkling run.
The 6 went right into his defender, but Santomé could not wait. The ball cleared away.
He's got to come and claim it with fists of fury, but the defender's not going to back down either.
Like
Doesn't know there's nobody behind him. He's got his focus locked on this, and that's good, brave defending. And as you see, the ball hammering through to Orfia. It gets sent to the deck. Heavy, and he's fine.
6th corner for Barcelona. Nothing to show for it yet. Denis Suarez touched to the top of the box, trying to lift it up, but right into David Mateos. Out of MLS and into the Copa del Rey against Barca. If they can get the cross in, but he's running out of space. Cuts to the inside of Gomes. Fancy feet for Eladi.
Till the little chef comes across and puts the fire out again. Again, the insurance policy extended to both sides of the field by Mascherano. Showing he's not lost anything in his 33 years. Not lost very much at all. Being bumped out of the lineup regularly by the wonderful Samuel Umtiti. Well played again.
Was it again?
Oh, no foul.
The whistle stays silent. This could be 4v4. Out wide. Eladi making the room to the inside. Lifted up, put straight into the waiting arms. Molinero probably wishes he had that one back.
Well, what he has got is Mateos square to him, the number 6, and he was begging for it.
Again,
should have got it.
Jose Arnaiz looking for that little gap.
Good play.
Deulofeu calls and gets.
He'll take him on.
Trying to defend, and he does knock it free again, but now it's corner number 7. Should it have been?
There's the other one at the other end that leads on from that. A lovely cutback, turns Mascherano to the left and then to the right, and just cannot lift off the hit with a real red-hot crack towards Sillerson.
Alenia. Escribano was there. Scrambled back to get onside. Good spot by Suarez. Deflected on the cross. Cleared by David Mateos. Well, Barcelona could have played a few other players if they weren't hampered by injury. Dembele and Rafinha. Alex Vidal also unavailable. And Arda Turan, who looks like he will be gone in midwinter. Good ball across for Deulofeu. One touch to the middle. Santomé makes it look easy. Murcia also a bit short-handed. Curto, Zisco, Bravo, Vega, and Carnicer all out injured. But what remains, a fist of a team, and has landed a few blows on Valverde.
Certainly have, Phil. Should have done better, it has to be said, at the highest level. That's why the killer touch has been so absent for this hometown team.
Down the line, Escribano.
Beat Marbella. I've got happy memories of Marbella. But that team 3-0, that was the last win. That was a long time ago.
Jordan wide, back on that far side is Najib. A little mistouch, but it dragged Semedo to the corner. Trying to control Jordan Dominguez. Back for Mateos.
Thoroughly revel in this underdog situation, this team in red, Phil, and crowd absolutely appreciating it and roaring them on. Again, sweet football.
Down into the corner. Semedo staying with them. Crossed. Almost finds Eladi, who was teeing it up for the side volley.
Good interception from Vermeyen. Reads this cross beautifully and plays it. The service is top-notch. Wonderful ball played in. This one's pulled back. Header. He's got Orfia right on top of him, who tries to pick him up. He bounces off him, and that's a clinical header. Beautiful direction from Gerard Deulofeu. Slow motion. Beautiful finish from a man who will enjoy that one, the ex-Valencia man, Paco.
First goal for Alcácer since scoring in the Copa del Rey against Alaves last season. And Ray, we talked about it at the start. A huge opportunity, and Paco delivers.
He got to write a love letter to Delafeu as well, Phil. It was as much to do with the service as it was with the finish. Magnificent ball.
And that's going to do it on the stroke of 45. Just before the whistle, Paco puts Barca in front. 1-0 at the half.
Again, another wonderful look at it, and that is fully intended. Santome, the goalkeeper, growing roots like a ficus tree, and he takes full advantage of it and sends a kiss to Gerard Delafeu. This could have been so different had the Reds taken their excellent opportunities. They're making not just an alley fight of this game, a football match in the highest order. Real Murcia not going away at all.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me